This version takes a playful, narrative tone, blending humor and emotion while imagining the dynamics of a longtime couple navigating personal space in a busy life. Can I just breathe? Kelly Ripa gets candid about craving solo time amid the sweet chaos of marriage. There's a certain magic in being alone. Not lonely, not abandoned, just alone. The kind of alone where the only voice you hear is the one in your head, narrating your thoughts like a soothing podcast. The kind of alone where you're curled up with a book, or binge-watching a guilty pleasure show you'd never admit to your spouse you love. The kind of alone where the silence is sacred, the coffee is hot, and no one is asking where the remote is or if you've seen their other sock. That's the kind of alone Kelly Ripa is talking about. In a recent tongue-in-cheek confession on her show Live with Kelly and Mark, the longtime co-host and television icon revealed a very relatable tension in her otherwise fairy tale-like marriage with husband and co-host, Mark Consuelos. "I swear," Kelly said, tossing her hands up in mock exasperation, "the moment I sit down for 5 minutes of peace, he suddenly wants to have the deepest conversation of our lives." The audience laughed, partly because it's funny, partly because it's true. Anyone in a long-term relationship knows the quiet desperation of those sacred solo minutes being gently, or not so gently, stolen by your well-meaning partner. "He just appears," she added with a grin, "like a romantic ninja with opinions." From power couple to personal space problems. To the outside world, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos are the dream team. Married for nearly 3 decades, with 3 grown children and co-hosting one of the most watched morning shows in America, they seem to have cracked the code on love, family, and working together. But as Kelly candidly revealed, even soulmates need space. "It's not that I don't love him," she clarified, laughing. "I just love him a little less when he interrupts me while I'm exfoliating and listening to a true crime podcast. That's my time." She described a recent incident with almost theatrical flair. "I had just poured a glass of wine, kicked off my shoes, and was about to start this mystery novel I've been dying to read. Suddenly, the door creaks open, and there he is, Mark, holding 2 bowls of popcorn and asking if I want to rewatch Gladiator. Like, sir, I love you, but I also love being alone with fictional murderers." It's a sentiment many women, and men, can relate to. In a culture that often glorifies constant connection, the idea that partners might crave solitude can feel almost taboo. But Kelly Ripa is here to dismantle that myth with grace, honesty, and a whole lot of humor. The art of the interrupt. Mark, for his part, took the comments in stride. He chuckled, playfully defending himself on air. "I'm sorry, I love my wife and want to hang out with her." What a monster. Their banter, equal parts teasing and tender, is part of what makes them America's favorite couple. But underneath the jokes lies a deeper truth about modern relationships, the balance between togetherness and autonomy. Psychologists often say that one of the keys to a healthy relationship is maintaining individuality. That means carving out time for your own interests, your own routines, even your own silences. And that's exactly what Kelly was getting at. "There's this myth that when you really love someone, you want to be with them all the time," she said. "But sometimes, real love is just being in separate rooms, doing our own thing, and not taking it personally. Alone time isn't a threat, it's a necessity. In fact, experts say that alone time isn't just beneficial, it's essential." Dr. Marissa Cohen, a relationship researcher and author, notes, "When people have regular alone time, they're often more present, more patient, and more fulfilled in their relationships. It gives them a chance to reconnect with themselves, which makes their connections with others even stronger." Kelly seems to know this intuitively. Her self-awareness and willingness to speak openly about needing personal space isn't a criticism of Mark, it's an affirmation of her own identity. "I've been someone's daughter, someone's wife, someone's mom, someone's co-worker my entire adult life," she said during the segment. "Sometimes I just want to be Kelly. No titles, no roles, just me. And isn't that the heart of it? The need to rediscover ourselves outside the roles we play. To be reminded of who we are when no one else is watching. To sit in stillness, not because we're hiding from the world, but because we're coming home to ourselves." What makes their marriage work? Despite the popcorn ambushes and unexpected gladiator screenings, it's clear that Kelly and Mark's marriage thrives not in spite of these quirks, but because of them. They talk about the differences. They laugh about their annoyances. They give each other space, even if sometimes they accidentally invade it. I'm learning, Mark admitted. Sometimes the best way to show love is to leave her alone with her book and just back away slowly. Kelly laughed. Exactly. Love me, from afar. At least until I finish this chapter. Their willingness to publicly acknowledge the less romantic, more human side of love is what makes their relationship so refreshing. It's not all grand gestures and Instagram-worthy vacations. Sometimes it's just one partner trying to meditate while the other insists on discussing the pros and cons of getting a second dog. A lesson for the rest of us. In a world where relationships are often filtered through highlight reels and social media perfection, Kelly Ripa is reminding us that love isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's inconvenient, and sometimes it needs to take a walk around the block so the other person can be alone with their thoughts. And that's okay. So the next time your partner interrupts your skincare routine with a question about dinner, or just breathes too loudly while you're watching your favorite show, channel your inner Kelly. Laugh about it, talk about it, then kindly ask them to leave you alone for 20 minutes. After all, love doesn't mean never needing space. Sometimes, love means saying, I adore you, but if you touch the remote during my show, I swear I will scream. And honestly, that might be the real secret to a lasting marriage.